This episode is brought to you by Greenlight. Get this. Adults with financial literacy skills have 82% more wealth than those who don't. From swimming lessons to piano classes, us parents invest in so many things to enrich our kids' lives. But are we investing in their future financial success? With Greenlight, you can teach your kids financial literacy skills like earning, saving, and investing. And this investment costs less than that after-school treat. Start prioritizing their financial education and future today with a risk-free trial at greenlight.com/Spotify. Greenlight.com/Spotify.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
On today's episode of Advice Fight, we have a great letter that's either going to make parents or sex workers pretty unhappy.
But if we're being honest, is either group ever really happy?
I'm so sick. Welcome to Advice Fight.
We're here to help you mostly just fine. Advice Fight. I think you're wrong, 'cause I know I'm right. Advice Fight. I say advice, you say fight. I say advice, you say fight. Advice, fight, advice, fight, advice, fight, advice, fight, advice, fight.
Welcome to another award-winning episode of Advice Fight, the internet's only competitive advice podcast. My name is Adam Caton Holland.
I'm Ben Roy.
And I'm Andrew Orbital.
And we are out here changing lives, episode to episode. We walk the hero's walk. We're here to help you. And it's really paying off. A lot of people have come to us. A lot of people have been saved by Advice Fight.
A lot of anointed
It
people.
chosen
Come into the
ones.
river. We beckon you down into the river.
I've washed a lot of feet.
You have?
Yeah, I've been just out there scrubbing tootsies.
I've been
trying to-
throwing money lenders straight out the temple.
Wow,
Wow.
Jesus style.
Wow, Jesus.
Not here, I say. Not here.
I mean, they're crypto bros, but it feels the same. It
Yeah.
feels the same.
It
Go
feels the
into
same.
it in and out and ask for those fries Jesus style.
Yeah.
And just throw them out the door. That's what you do.
Hell yeah. That's what we do on this pod. It really is sort of profound. It is a religious experience. And thank you very much for tuning in.
So happy
everyone.
to share this.
I just
with
feel
you.
like it's a religious time being that the pontiff has passed and I'm so broken up about it.
Yeah, no, you seem torn up, man.
Yeah.
I do.
you-
I've spent a lot of time. Well, that's about enough.
Is that why your voice is raspy from crying?
Screaming, why?
I'm so me. He died, and my wife, who's a Catholic, but getting less and less all the time, more of a witch these days. I asked her, the Pope died, and I said, do they still have that Nazi senile Pope on reserve? That's like my level of sensitivity. And she's like, he's dead. And I was like, oh, okay, so they got to find a new one. All right,
Damn,
well,
he would have fit right in. It was his time.
yeah, man. Get
Yeah.
him back up here. Trump gets another turn. Why can't the Nazi senile Pope?
Well, this seems appropriate talking about the Pope and the Catholic Church, given that our letter today is basically about sex work and about family. And, we'll get to the letter in a second, but
Can I say something, Ben? Focus on your own damn family, okay?
Thank you. You should make that
Wow.
bumper sticker.
Jesus,
Wow.
Ben. Lay off mine and what I do. Why don't you focus on your own damn family?
I'm just trying to get you to level with your family and tell them about your cam
the other
girling.
family? No,
Tell
that's not how it
them
works.
about your camming. That's it. That's
What's
all I want
camming?
to
What's
tell.
camming?
It's where you
You know
you're-
what
I don't.
Guess what camming is.
Being on a
Camming it.
camera, being like
It's a
on
live cam. Live cam is
like sex
is-
cam stuff.
Yeah, sex cam camming.
Oh, so in this riff, I do that.
Yes, in this riff you do that, and you have not told Johnny H.
Got it.
And you're trying to just you want to tell him.
I just need to prepare for every riff.
Adam brushes his luxurious chest hair on camera
Hell yeah.
for money.
I did not like
I bet I
that
could get
at
a little
all.
change for that.
A little bit of change.
Yeah.
Throw some change at my chest.
You're just going to put it in a parking meter. Throw it at my chest.
Fire it at it.
Ben, what's the body part you could make money with online?
Damn, that's tough. I will be honest.
I didn't even get to speak for myself, but the jury spoke.
That's really tough because it's definitely not my dick. Like, I can tell you that right now.
Okay.
It's
I
fine.
appreciate your honesty.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's fine.
You didn't even sound the earnestness horn.
Nah, I didn't. There's no need.
We don't need to. When somebody
it's
comes
a-
in that earnest, everybody just sort of backs off.
It's a 2015 Kia Sorento cock.
Sure.
Wow.
That's what it is. And
Still on the road.
Yeah.
Still on the road.
Still on the road. 300,000
Back
miles.
when you didn't even really know what Kia was. You're like, Kia? What is this?
I'm a
This is like an
Kia boy.
imprint of Toyota?
That's
What's a Kia?
It's one of those rental car guys who's exasperated and he's kind of like, I don't know, I got this.
Yeah, exactly.
That's Ben's
okay.
dick.
Exactly.
The unexpected rental car.
Really?
No, I rented a Ford Focus.
That's a really good question. I would think my legs. I often will post a photo if I'm in shorts and people will comment that I have nice gams.
Nice. Okay.
What
Okay.
about you, Andrew? We know it's Adam's taco meat festooned chest, but what about...
So weird.
I know it's weird. I know I fumbled through it, but I got to some place
I
that
don't
got you
know.
both laughing.
It used to be my legs back when I was really riding my bike all the time. Boy, I had some great calves.
Oh yeah,
but
you had bike
they've
messenger legs.
diminished.
Can I tell you what I think it is, Andrew?
Sure.
Can I tell you? It's your shoulders and your chest.
Wow.
I think you have very nice shoulders and a nice chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could see that. I don't know how I have chest muscles because I really am not doing anything with them, but I guess just I lucked out. I lucked out in the grab bag.
I could see you fucking tweaking those little light bright pegs, those little nipples right on the, you know what I mean? Just fucking
Light
pulling
Bright
on them.
bag.
You remember light bright?
Light bright. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember light.
Yeah.
I think I remember the song. It was like light bright, turn on the magic of colored light. I know every I watch
Is that
so much
the
TV.
song?
That
Yes.
is the song. He just fucking pulled that out
pulled
of
that out of the
nowhere.
deep.
That is honestly,
It was like talking to a ghost.
terrifying, Adam.
Adam just looked up into the ether and channeled that song.
Yeah,
turn on the magic of colored light.
That's your power as a
I think
medium.
I know that song.
Hold on. I'm seeing a commercial break.
I'm getting a message from the other side.
Hold on. Murphy Brown's going to commercial. Hold on.
And a little bit of blood trickles from his left nostril like 11 from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Adam, you know it takes it out of you when you do that. Stop.
I'll be back in the third act.
I just got a haunting vision of Adam deep in the future at the mandatory elderly labor camp, shuffling along in his slippers, whispering that song. Oh,
As a guard lashes me with a whip. No morale boosting.
light bright, light bright.
That was such an interesting transfer from sex work and our body parts to the light bright theme. That's one of our best
That's
riff
how
jumps.
Advice Fight rolls,
That's
dude.
how,
It's one of
that's
our
how we
best
go.
advice
But it's good to know
riffs.
that we've got something. And there's the reason I asked is because I'm launching our OnlyFans page, Chesty Boys. 2 chests and a set of gams.
Yeah. Give me, do you want thighs or breast? That's all that the fucking cluck Grolix boys.
But all we got is white meat. I'm sorry.
Can you can be honest? Do either of you have experience with sex work or sex workers in any manner? Have you ever involved yourself with anybody, with any sex workers? I know Adam's not going to answer this because, or maybe you will. I don't know.
I've never, I mean, other than porn, which is technically, I guess, involving,
for
but
sure.
not with like an OnlyFans situation. No. Or nothing like that.
Sure. I've been around a sex worker or two. Forget about it.
All right. That's an answer, Adam. That's cool. Adam turned into a Bronx pizza guy.
No, I remember this the other day. Like I visited my friend Darren at NYU. I was probably 19, and we went to a party at this girl's house who was a classmate of his who also went to NYU, and it was a nice apartment, like or a
Which
condo.
is not cheap in New York.
Right.
Obviously.
No, it's a condo. It was like a nice like duplex, like side of the building. And Darren told me she owned it. And I was like, what? Like, is she rich? Like, is she her dad somebody important? And he's like, no, she's a sex worker. And I was like, oh shit. It just blew my 19-year-old mind. I was like, they're people? I didn't know they would be like,
that's awesome.
Here at NYU doing this. And she's just a student at NYU and also a sex worker. And here's the party. And I just was like, that totally shifted it in my head. As a young person, you're like, sex workers are women on the corner getting into cars and driving off. You didn't know.
Yeah, from movies. Yeah.
Exactly. I had no idea about that.
I definitely have a number of friends just, I think people in punk rock scene and community and the hardcore community are more open and amiable to sex work as a profession. And so I've definitely had friends and have friends who make their money off sex work. And it is always shocking to me still to this day how much we were programmed with that Pretty Woman, like 80s movie kind of view of just like the sadness of it all, or hustle and flow. You know what I mean? Where it's like all the people I know, children, normal lives, they treat it as a job. Every single one that I know as a legitimate profession. And so it's I'm excited for today's letter because I think that this is going to be interesting.
I've long thought that comedy is so
sex work
doing
adjacent.
Comedy is so close to sex work. These are parallel professions.
Yes. There's so many times where I'm like, I don't want to talk to this person. I have to pretend to like this human being.
Oh my God. Like the owner of a club or just somebody who some network exec, and you have to be like, ha ha ha, and like laugh at their shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, I know from the people that I know who do it, there are parts of it that are very enjoyable, much like comedy. And then there are parts of it that are just very much work, and you have to pretend to be enjoying what you're doing. So,
sure.
I mean, I think that's capitalism. I don't know. Probably.
We'll get to the bottom of it and we'll fix everything. That is what we do on Advice Fight. So let's read the letter. We have determined through trial and error, Andrew can read and Ben and I can't. And we're working on it.
It was a weird test. It took a lot longer than I thought.
I've gotten a tutor and I'm making significant gains.
I gave up on it, and I really have embraced the video and TikTok way of learning.
The future.
And 100%, I think they're equally valid.
Uh-huh.
But Andrew, the point is you're to read the
Get
letter.
a load of these gams on cam beforehand.
Wait, you and jeans does
Gams
nothing
on
for
cam?
me. I need skin.
Look,
Gams on cam. Yeah, these jeans are doing nothing for me, dude.
Totally.
Take them off.
all right.
Maybe in Act 2. Okay, here's the letter. In Act 4 on Patreon, you can see Ben's legs.
It can be a slow removal of his nearly white denim jeans.
Yeah.
These are not nearly white.
They're like
It's just
bone
me.
gray.
Rubbing my thighs.
Okay,
That's weird.
here's the letter.
Dude, stop
switching
it.
to
Read
another
the letter,
cam.
Andrew.
Switching to another cam. This does nothing for me.
I've been ready. Here
All
we
right,
go.
Here we go. Here's the letter today, folks.
Dear Grolix, for the past 2 years, I've made all my money from online sex work. My parents are more conservative than me. No sex before marriage, etc. They are also going to help me buy a condo, so I'll be more involved in my finances. Should I ever tell them what I do for a living? And if not, help me lie about it, both emotionally and logistically. Thanks, Anonymous.
Emotionally and logistically?
Ooh.
Wow.
What does that mean?
It means being okay with the lying internally with yourself because you're lying to your parents, and then logistically would be the details of the lie.
I see.
I really think like a big part of it is going to be the logistically is like, how do you hide the fact that you're making probably a fair amount of money?
Not to like nitpick here, but they just said their parents are helping them buy a condo. So they're not making enough money to buy a house by themselves.
But that could be a credit issue and not necessarily
these days
cash
buying something by yourself is incredibly difficult unless you are very, very wealthy.
So there's a lot of questions here, but I think we've got a basic idea. So we have our letter here. Let's take a quick break. And in Act 2, we will get to our advice. Check out our Patreon page, patreon.com/Grolix Saves. Thanks to everybody who supports us. And in the meantime, let's take a quick break and we will be right back with our advice and advice fight. Stay tuned.
This episode is brought to you by the Toyota Grand Highlander. From daily routines to life-changing adventures, the Toyota Grand Highlander is spacious, powerful, and ready to take on life's grand challenges. Advanced safety features and innovative technology give you confidence for whatever life throws at you. And it's available in a hybrid Nightshade Special Edition, which includes sophisticated gloss black exterior accents and 20-inch black alloy wheels. Learn more at toyota.com/Grand Highlander. Toyota, let's go places.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. 3 couples, 4 vacations, a lot to unpack. Watch The 4 Seasons, a new series starring comedy favorites Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, and more in a hilarious and heartfelt love letter to long-term relationships. Based on the original Alan Alda film. Watch The 4 Seasons, May 1st, only on Netflix.
Welcome back to Act 2 of Advice Fight. Thanks to the magic of podcasting, just a few minutes have gone by. We've done a bit of research online for online sex work. We know a little bit more about it now. We are going to give competitive advice, and the winner of the last episode gets to go last, and they choose the order. Ben, you won the last episode. This is easy for me to remember because you were insufferable about it.
Yeah.
You were so annoying about it that I specifically remember telling you that you already don't have my vote in this episode.
Wow.
Your advice has to be so fucking good, I'm already not wanting to vote for you because that's how insufferable your win was.
Wow.
Yeah, you gloated, Ben. You've been gloating, and it's not a good look on you. You look fat
You're gloating, and you
gloat.
also don't actually know the numbers, which makes it even worse. You were like, now it's tied. It's not tied.
I never knew this, but Andrews are like elephants in that they're capable of holding grudges.
Yeah, from week to week. It's
Wait,
pretty
hold on.
impressive.
I thought it was just because they had big ears.
No, boom.
Oh, we just dunked on.
It's my old childhood bully.
Very
Come
old.
back.
And they can be very old.
Orvie.
Dude, call him Orvie more often. That's so
Don't.
fucking funny.
Don't.
And I know people listening are excited about that. I know it. There's
Yeah,
someone.
for those playing
Do
the
not.
at-home Advice Fight drinking game, bottoms up when I say Orvie.
Bottoms up. It's 10 a.m. Here's the letter. I'll just read it in its entirety because it's nice
Again?
and brief, which we always
In case we
appreciate.
lost someone to the commercials?
It's a quickie.
It's a short one. It's just as easy as the recap.
Okay, but I'm tuning out.
Feel free.
All right.
Adam,
He's tuning out.
why don't you hacky sack for the next 42 seconds?
You got it.
Real quick, while you're doing this, Adam, channel us another Toys jingle.
Yes. When I'm done with this letter, Adam, we'd better hear another
right, let me think on
jingle from the ages.
All I see are whites of his eyes. He's in the space.
Dear Grolix, for the past 2 years, I've made all my money from online sex work. My parents are more conservative than me. No sex before marriage, etc. They are also going to help me buy a condo, so I'll be more involved in my finances. Should I ever tell them what I do for a living? And if not, help me lie about it, both emotionally and logistically. Thanks, Anonymous.
All right.
That's our letter. Adam, jingle us.
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he's gonna go. My buddy, my
I remember my buddy. Oh, man.
buddy.
My buddy and me.
What a lazy pitch for a doll. It's called My Buddy.
Kid, sister, kid, sister, kid, sister, kid,
Oh, I don't know
sister.
Kid Sister.
That was the girl one.
And it was a doll. It was a giant, creepy murder doll with a cassette player jammed into its abdomen.
And it was the size of a 5-year-old. It was
Yeah,
a big
it was
doll.
fucking huge.
Yeah.
And its face was truly off-putting. It was the impetus, right? It was the inspiration for Child's Play.
That I don't know. That
I think
don't know.
I believe it was.
My
I believe it,
superpower
but-
doesn't extend to background about these toys. It's just the song.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That's enough. Well, Ben, you're going last. You get to pick the order. Who has to go first, Benjamin?
Well, first, as everybody knows, is truly the prime spot because you can take the best advice up front.
I think the prime spot shifts around. I think it's never that cut and dry on Advice Fight, bro.
So,
Wow,
as
interesting.
an olive branch to make up for some of the hurt feelings that were expressed at the beginning of this episode, I am going to let Adam go first. Adam, are you ready to get into the Talk-to-Gone?
I mean, I am. I can be, but I thought you were going to apologize to Andrew by letting
No.
He knows he's lost my vote, and now he's desperate to get your vote in the hopes of maybe scrapping together a 3-way tie. All right, you've got 3 minutes, Adam, and when you hear this sound, okay, that means you've got 60 seconds left. All right?
Yeah.
Are you ready for that, Adam?
Yeah.
All right, strap in, buds. Buckle up. 3, 2, 1. Advice.
I'm coming in intense on this one because I feel this very strongly. Listen to me, fucking letter writer. If you want to grow up and be who you are, then grow up and be who you are. I just choked on something in my mouth, but I'm still here. I'm still here. I will have a little bit of water.
Adam, that's the thing about Adam. He will advise you with his dying
just puked
breath.
in his own mouth.
If you're in the trenches and he's dying of a bullet in the abdomen, he's still going to get that advice
he's
out.
Spit this out.
So you're grown up enough to engage in sex work, a very serious thing that you're doing. This is big boy shit you're doing, but you can't tell your parents.
Oh, it's big boy shit? Is that the actual cam work?
Big person shit you're doing. Fucking way to go. This takes balls or the female equivalent or the non-gendered equivalent of balls to do what you're doing.
Dude, I love watching
you
this.
can't fucking tell your parents that you're
this
doing
cow
it.
pasture. This is awesome.
Fuck up. It's going to go one of two ways. They're like, fuck you. We're not helping you with your house. We don't like you. You're out. And now you know your family fucking sucks. Or they're going to say, hey, good on you. This is what you want to do. We support you. Be safe. That's it. So either fucking kill off your relationship with your family and be a grown-up.
Wow.
And be a fucking grown-up about it. Or fucking keep hiding it. Keep being a little child.
This is what you're in essence doing is soaking up 2 pieces of advice in one, which is an interesting tactic. Adam, are you done?
It's dirty, but people do it. It's dirty.
I'm saying it's time to look at yourself in the mirror and decide, is this something that you're proud of or is this something that you're ashamed of? And consequences be fucking damned. So tell your parents, because otherwise I don't think you're comfortable with this work. Boom.
Wow, with a whole minute left.
All right.
How terrifying was it to watch Adam go on that riff of the other options for balls? Terrifying.
I know.
Terrifying to watch Adam gallivant through just a minefield, but he made it.
I think I landed.
Yeah, you made it to the other side.
I just think life is short. You got to be exactly what you are. And if you literally can't tell your family about this, then you're not comfortable with it. So you need to look in the mirror and decide, am I comfortable enough with this to tell my family? And if you're not, then maybe you don't want to be doing this.
I want to call a foul or something because I feel like Adam did take up 2 pieces of advice.
You can do whatever you want with your time. If I wanted to do a dance and they can interpret it as
you
my
do
advice,
still have a whole minute left
time.
if you would like to dance.
Yes.
What was the other part that he soaked up? He said grow up and tell them about it.
So that's in essence your advice.
I said you can tell your family and like consequences be damned because this is what you want to do, or you can not tell your family and continue to live in the shadows, and that's just not a good way to live, in my opinion.
And that would be the default mode because it sounds like that's what they're already doing, obviously.
Listen, I told my family I'm a comedian. If we're drawing the parallel, they know it's out there, and they supported me.
Yeah, but that's just at the fact that we sacrifice parts.
And Adam, have we ever said how brave you are?
Yes.
You're so brave.
You know what? That's better, Andrew. Thank you so much.
Because this is who I am. And this is what I do to make a living.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of
And I'm proud of it, even if I hate the art form.
Okay. You know what? I don't have any more questions, and I think I'm done.
Because I'm here to answer any of them.
And I think I'm done. Adam is weirding me out today, and
maybe you're not comfortable with what you're doing. Maybe you should tell your parents you're a comedian.
Andrew, are you ready to enter the Talk-to-Gone today?
Ben, have you told your parents you do comedy? Have you?
Are you out of the comedy closet?
Because maybe if you do, they'll finally help you get your own place to live. Maybe they'll help you.
Who is booking the comedy closet? Because I could certainly use the time.
I think if you told your parents you're a comic, you'd be surprised. They might help you financially a little bit.
All right. Andrew, are you ready?
I'm
are you ready?
ready.
Because I'm going to latch the cage.
Cage?
Oh, yeah.
What is it? I didn't even know what kind of conveyance I'm in.
You're in a Toctagon.
Oh.
And the bad news is we've managed to buy a few leopards on the black market that we can engage with.
That's cool.
I think they're endangered. This feels fucked up to fight back.
All right.
All right.
Andrew, here we go. You are ready. You are in the cage. The door is shut. 3, 2, 1. Advice.
Release the leopards.
I'm kicking leopards left and right.
I knew you'd come around when they're attacking
I mean, I'm
you.
scared of a
Yes,
mean
they're
house
endangered.
cat. I'm fucked in here. Okay, here's my advice. It is none of your parents' business what you do for a living. Your parents' business was getting you to adulthood alive and taking care of you. And that's it. Now, any business of yours that you deign to share with them, that's just gravy. That's just like sprinkles on top. You don't owe them anything. You don't have to tell them about your life. And you especially don't have to tell them about your sex life, because sex work is part of your sex life. It's part of the work-life balance of your sex life. You don't, just as you wouldn't, I hope, be just weirdly casually candid about, what you're doing in the bedroom with your parents. So you should not have to tell them if what you're doing in there is your income. It's not their business. Regardless if they're conservative or not, it doesn't matter. They don't need to know. It's not their business, and they should never find out. The only way they should find out about this online sex work would be is either if someone snitched on you, like a friend or a relative, which is fucked up, or even
podcast.
worse, if one of your parents came across it on their own. Like what? And then in which case they would never tell you anyway. What do you think? Your dad's going to be like, I was browsing OnlyFans and you'll never believe who I came across. Like that's not going to happen. So they should never truly find out. So I say absolutely lie about it. It's not their business. You can be polite. You can lie about it. I lie about what I do. I put, when I'm filling out any kind of financial application, I put that I'm a writer. Have I written things? Yeah, I've written things. Do I write? Do I still write like freelance, like little scripts here and there? Sure, absolutely. But to say that I'm a writer is really juicing the term. It is juicing the term.
I highly disagree. I think you're reaching on this one.
Scripts, sold pilots.
You write jokes every
years
month.
ago.
And then
years ago.
For the Grawlix, like to do stand up, that's you
not
writing.
Lying. I say I'm a lawyer.
I'm embellishing it. So here's what I say. When on this shared financial application, because I understand if they're going to help you buy a condo, you're going to need to put your financial stuff on there. You could say you're in online marketing. It's one of those wiggle thing. Yeah, you got to market yourself online to your clients. You're in online marketing, something like that. You're involved with social media. If they want more specifics, you could say it's like Cameo. Do you know what Cameo is? It's like Cameo. What I do. Luckily for you, old people, they don't know a lot about the internet, and they're not particularly interested in learning more about it. So as long as you can even put up a little bit of a smoke screen that they'd have to discover something new online, hopefully they won't get too involved. But absolutely feel fine about lying to it. It's not their business. It's your own business. And you don't need to parade it in front of them. And you can be proud of what you do without needing to share it with your parents, especially if it involves your body in your bedroom. So lie and feel fine about it. That's my advice.
Wow.
Lie and feel fine.
He came right down to the wire on that one.
A coward's path, the weasel's route, the snake's retreat, the Andrew Orvidal advice.
But these are all cool locations on a map.
Adam just went full Pope Francis. He got papal on that one.
Snake's retreat.
That was pretty impressive.
Which is wild, because the snake
was
can't
a lot of gobbledygook. And
shut up. Shut up. That was great advice.
It was not great.
It was great, applicable advice. That was real world advice. Yeah. Come out to your parents that you do sex work. Like anyone's going to do that.
I kind of agree in theory. Not every example is going to work. Yes, you don't owe
save it for your judgment on what you pick. Okay, like that's what
if I forget? What if I forget by then? And then where are we?
You can't.
And I'm struggling to remember
listening can't see that Adam is sitting so low in frame right now, and
he always does.
Going,
but it's handy because we can put our subtitles in the clip in the space above his head.
What if I forget?
What if I forget? I had a salient point, and it might just vanish the way that Andrew does when confronted with the
release
truth.
It now.
Shut up! It's so noble. Mom, Dad, can you put down your Bible? I have something to tell you. Yeah,
Not
right.
every child-parent relationship is the same, and I agree you don't owe your parents the truth about what you do, but our letter writer is about to embark on a financial journey with their parents. They're close enough to them.
I'm going to stop you.
I'm
going to stop you. I'm going to stop you because I still have to give advice, and I don't want it to feel like
we have to at least let Ben make mouth sounds for 3 minutes. Legally, we do, Adam.
Shut up,
Legally, we do. We won't be voting for it, but we do have to let him make mouth sounds for 3 minutes.
You were so sad that I kicked your ass last episode.
Kicked my ass.
And you can't let it go.
Right. You just glad-handed Adam with your fake chumminess. You admitted to it. You admitted to it in the episode.
I played the game, Andrew. That's what I do. I play the fucking game.
You emotionally manipulated Adam.
Yes, that's the fucking game. This game has always been about emotionally manipulating Adam. That's what you do too. We've been doing it since day one.
I've never emotionally manipulated Adam. I respect him on an intellectual level. That's different.
Wow.
That's different. I'm never kissing his ass. It's the respect of when
you can't even get through it. That's the funniest part about all of this is you're trying to, but you start laughing.
Can I just chime in? I already forgot what I was going to say in the next round. It's gone.
That's fine.
Thanks, guys. It's gone.
All right, Ben, we're locking you in with these 3 endangered leopards.
One of whom Andrew wounded pretty bad, so it's like 2.5.
Well, it was tit for tat because it got me pretty good. All right. 3, 2, 1. Advice.
I haven't done this in a while. I'm going to sound the earnestness horn.
If you're new to the show, the earnestness horn must be sounded when one of us needs to say something so vulnerable that they can't allow the other 2 jackals to lunge in and tear at them.
Feed off of it.
And it is not taken lightly.
It's a window of safety, and we do it because if you don't do it, you're going to get picked at. It's
fair game.
Right.
It's fair game.
You open yourself up, we're going to eat your inner.
If you're vulnerable, we will pounce. However, if you sound the earnestness horn, we can't pounce.
Well, I applaud you for finally sounding the earnestness horn, Ben, and I look forward to hearing your earnest words. I have paused your time, and it starts over now.
All right. I am sounding the earnestness horn because Andrew, the one part that I did agree with about his advice is that I do believe that sex work is directly connected to your own personal sexuality in a lot of ways. And as someone who grew up hiding something about themselves sexually that had happened, I can tell you that the level of guilt that comes from that is not good either. I do think that what they have both said about like owning it or whatever, or just you should just be comfortable with who you are. But part of and just saying fuck off to your parents, there is some wisdom to that. But I also think that standing up and owning and being proud of who you are and giving your parents the chance to have an opinion on that, and then letting them, and then learning to deal with that, whatever they give you, is in the long run going to be a much more emotionally validating and healthier place for you to be in. My advice would be to sit down, sit your parents down before you do this and tell them what you do. And listen to their concerns and let them have their feelings, and tell them you wanted to be honest because you were going into this business transaction with them, because it is their money. And I tell you what, if it comes down to a problem later on and you have to tell them, it's going to be so much more fierce and angry a response if they felt like you withheld that and lied. And then the guilt from that will come back. And also there could be the guilt of, I'm lying about who I am. I'm not ashamed of who you shouldn't be ashamed of who you are. The fact is we've learned a lot about sex work, and we understand that people who do sex work are human beings. They're entitled to the same safety. They're entitled to the same protections. They're entitled to the same dignity that any other human being is. My opinion, I would sit them down, tell them they're going to have opinions about it. It may take a little time for them to process it, see what happens. They may pull the rug out and not allow you to do it. If they do, so be it. At least you are honest with yourself and you can move forward with the healing and acceptance of who you are. That is my advice, and that's where I stop it.
All right.
Okay. Good advice, Ben. Thank you for being vulnerable.
I want to be honest. The Earnestness Horn is off. The protections are off. You guys are free now to attack me.
The veil is lifted.
That's beautiful and comes from a place of knowing, and I'm sure the letter writer is going to value hearing that. However, it was my advice. However you got to that finish line.
But it was repackaged with
repackaged under some personal experience and some earnestness. And I love that. And I think that is truly valuable for our letter writer. However,
it is still hacked to you. It is still hacked.
It landed at exactly what I said. And so I want everyone to consider that moving forward.
Well, no, but it is not because
my buddy.
Telling your parent, telling your conservative, these parents are so conservative, they believe in the most antiquated shit of like no sex before marriage, like a level of Christianity that is toddler-esque in its like comprehension of social dynamics.
So what do? Do we continue to coddle that? Your parents are fucking human beings and they're adults who need to evolve like everybody else. I don't, with my own fucking parents, believe that I should continue to build a shelter around their antiquated idealism.
100%.
That's not my fucking
100%.
job. Their job is to move with society, not to act like we all have to come across to them. And that's an unfortunate part. If they want a relationship with their child, they have to learn to accept their child for who they are, as you have done, Andrew, as I have done, as thousands of other people have done. And if they can't do that, then let this person be confident that they were who they were and let them go to therapy and deal with that and move on and fully heal.
Yeah.
Because you're going to keep the wound open.
I agree with Ben big time. And like it could be very hard. Parents cannot understand where you're coming from. They might not be equipped. But as Ben said, it is a struggle. It was super hard, but you got to a place where it's like, I'm owning who the fuck I am. Any parent who's a good parent should be happy their kid lands at that place.
I know for my parents and for their generation, me talking openly about the sexual abuse that happened to me and in such a public forum is bizarre to them. You kept that shit quiet. What would have happened if I had pandered to that idealism, to that religious idealism? I'd be still, I know I'm a mess now, but you both know I was far more mess before. And now at least I'm honest about who I am.
Yeah.
And if they didn't want to give me money because of that or support me because of that, that's their right and their choice. But I would have gone to therapy and I would have moved on and started to accept myself. And maybe that's the cracking that I needed at that point. Maybe a separation has to happen, but you got to be who you are. You got to.
Yeah. And I didn't mean pander to their beliefs. I meant it's none of their business. Like you don't owe them anything. You don't have to tell them what you do in your personal life.
But that's also unfair to them because they are doing something under a disingenuous situation.
No, it's not even. You say, I make money doing work online.
They're going to ask.
And this is what I can bring to the table.
They're going to ask.
But look, the ideal goal is that the kid says the truth about who they are and the parents accept it. And whatever, and however that process goes out, that's the ideal goal here, right?
Right.
So like, I think healthy parents, healthy kids is the kid saying, this is what I am, the parents dealing with it however they fucking deal with it, and maybe eventually landing at a place of understanding. I think that's what we should root for versus like, keep it from them. Like, don't even give them the opportunity to deal with it.
Here's my ultimate goal. It took years, but now my parents understand it. And My dad joined me on Colorado Public Radio for an interview to give his point of view and his side of things. My mother has accepted it and told me she's proud of me. And I know it was very uncomfortable for both of them at first. My ultimate goal is that they see you, listener, anonymous listener and writer, as someone who pays their bills and treats this like a business with the same clarity and dedication that you do with any other career, which I hope you do, and I'm assuming you do, and they learn to accept it. They may not always like it because there's a fear that you're being exploited, but that's okay. Like, maybe they'll come around and say,
the odds of conservative parents being cool with their kid doing
they didn't say it was
sex
conservative.
work. They said their parents were incredibly conservative.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, I tuned out.
It says right in the letter, my parents are more conservative than me, and then they put in quotes, no sex before marriage, etc.
Oh, I missed that part. I was playing an old theme song.
That's what I'm saying. If the parents weren't conservative, I would have a different opinion. But if your parents are that conservative, let's just be honest, they are not going to be cool with it. You will tell them to explode the relationship.
The ultimate issue with this, it will be that if all you're doing is perpetuating a situation that is not in line with who you are, you get one turnaround on this. And all you're going to do if you lie about it is your parents going to think you're something you're not. You just got to understand they're going to have their feelings about it, and you may lose a relationship out of this. And then you get to finally start processing and healing. And in the end, you are standing on your own 100% of who the fuck you are. But if you don't do that, a part of you is still a fucking lie. And a part of you is admitting that it is wrong or saying it is wrong. Do not do that. That is a very dangerous slope. Be honest. You may lose relationships out of it, but you're you. You are you.
You're going to lose a condo out of it. Better than a relationship. You're going to lose a fucking condo.
Market,
you are not getting that condo if you tell your parents what you do.
But this is ultimately what Advice Fight is about: is the fight and the advice.
No, I like a good debate. I like a good debate.
I do too. And I don't want to admit this because we started off bad and Andrew is petty. And he holds grudges for 7 days. But I want to be, I do understand where Andrew is coming from. And I think there are merits to what he was saying. But I just think you're going to feel guilt. You're going to keep feeling guilt. Let it go.
And listener, let me be the first to tell you, don't feel guilt.
There is nothing
It's
wrong
not
with
their
what
business. You don't owe them those specifics.
The main thing that we all three agree on here in our different opinions on this, don't feel guilt. You have no reason to.
Yeah, you're doing nothing wrong at all.
Yes.
But
and our
to expect that conservative parents
accepting.
are going to be cool with you just dropping the bomb on them that you do sex work for money.
I never once said they're going to be cool.
Ben just said, go do it.
And then if they don't accept it, start healing and processing from what I imagine was not a very fun, accepting upbringing. I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that growing up like that is often fraught with all kinds of guilt and difficulties that come from it. And if they walk away from you and they choose to do that for the time being, start healing and start accepting yourself fully. It'll fucking kill you. Don't lie. It'll fucking kill you, I'm telling you. Anyway, that's what I'm going to say. All right.
All right. Well, we got our advice and we got our post-advice debate. We're going to take another quick break. Oh, yeah, we got to take a quickie. We got to take a quickie.
Ding dang CW.
No, we're the WWWWB. I know everything.
Thank you. You are a jingle box, my friend. Not a jukebox, a jingle box. We'll be back in a quick blink of an eye to vote.
There you go, Andrew. You're finding it.
I'm just riffing on getting out of this segment.
I would love to watch you do just the evening broadcast of the local news once.
Furthermore, I would like to think about, and we'll vote. We're going to find out who won this contentious but quality episode of Advice Fight. So stick around.
Stay tuned.
This episode is brought to you by MeUndies. Underwear drawers are like the Wild West. You never know what you're going to pull out or what shape it's in. So upgrade your collection with the buttery soft comfort of MeUndies. MeUndies' signature fabric is as soft as a warm hug from your favorite sweater. Plus, it's breathable and oh so comfy, making it ideal for all-day wear. Get 20% off your first order, plus free shipping on orders of $75 or more at MeUndies.com/Spotify. Enter promo code Spotify.
Welcome back to the third act of Advice Fight, the Judgment Act. We have fought, we have talked, we have listened, we have heard, but we're here to crown a winner. That is what matters. Again, we hope that whoever wrote this letter to us found this helpful. We wish you all the best. However, the point is one of us must win.
Yeah, I mean, the advice, like, again, that's important. We want you to get what you're looking for and to feel something. But really, it's more important where we stand with each other in this and what our tallies are.
It's close. Just to recap for everyone, and including you two, since Ben has a hard time with these big numbers.
And I tuned out by being in a fugue state of recalling jingles.
You are so ugly when you're mad and jealous of a
it's
win.
Close. Adam and Ben each have 2 wins, and I have 3 wins. So we're all right there. We're all
and
right
I can tell
there.
you, because Andrew's going to lose today, somebody is coming up to a tie with him.
Ben came roaring back after being down winless. He's riding a hot streak.
Yeah, but
I'm
it's
not
a
an odd
fucking
streak.
very, very like gross streak. Morally, what he's been doing on Advice Fight
It's
is
petty.
It's petty. It's problematic. It's effective, sure. But
Do you ever
it's
watch
like,
Survivor? You remember that game?
Oh, buddy, I watched the shit
Oh,
out of Survivor.
I'm
I
playing
love
it.
Survivor.
I'm playing.
You
Look
are.
at my mouth.
You are.
Yeah,
Look at
yeah,
my
what
mouth.
is with
I'm
your mouth?
playing
I
it.
hate
He's
this
playing a
mouth.
good social game.
Oh, I
He's
hate
playing
that
a
mouth.
good social game.
What is that mouth?
Evil Ben.
It's my evil face.
It doesn't
You
look
can't
evil.
see it.
You look like a ventriloquist dummy come to life.
Well,
You're
I turned my
just-
back. I'm talking to Ben by the fucking water well. Next thing I know, I turn my back. He's looking for idols. He's in the bushes looking for idols, this piece of shit.
I don't know what any of that means. I've never seen an episode of that show.
It's a great show. Love it.
Well, we got to vote. You can't vote for yourself,
Yep.
unfortunately. And we'll vote in the order that the advice was dispensed.
Oh, my God.
All right, Adam.
Wow, I got to vote first. Jesus. Oh, my God. I really am torn.
And it's an interesting vote because Ben and I said the opposite things.
Exactly.
And Ben said exactly what I said.
Yes.
So in essence, a vote against Ben is a vote
I
against
didn't
myself.
say exactly what you
Although
said.
you could vote against him because he did copy your advice. He just glazed it with the Earnestness Horn.
There was one point that I liked in Ben's advice where he said, like, it seemed pretty practical. Like, hey, if you lie now and get caught down the road when you're in this financial relationship with your parents, how much worse is that? And I was like, that's legit. And that seems like practical.
They're going to be fucking pissed.
Yeah, like now not only is the money fucked up, but you lied about what you do. There now it's like layers of their madness at you. So that you
have
want
a
to avoid
chance of at least earning the respect that you are willing to turn this
Thought that
down.
was a really good point to your advice.
But to that point, they're in the oldest profession. As the economy continues to shit the bed, they have perhaps the best job security of anyone.
That's a great point.
Solid point.
The odds of them getting into financial duress down the road are pretty unlikely in my book, unless they're
And if they're religious, you can remind them that fucking Jesus rolled with prostitutes and
true.
sex
Jesus was
workers.
very kind to sex
So
workers.
maybe they
Yeah.
should listen, but that's not what Christianity is about.
Jesus would have got me a condo, Mom. Jesus would have co-signed.
Where you lost my vote.
Jesus is
Ben.
my cosigner.
Jesus
as a
is
Oh,
my
wait, shut up,
co-signer.
Ben. Shut up. There's something important. Adam's saying something important.
Where you lost my vote is that you just gave my exact advice and you took a really long time to get there. And listen, you're so good with words. I love hearing your words, blah, 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 blah. It's all really heartfelt and great. However, this is a person who does sex work. They know time is money. And you took way too much time to get to what I said immediately. So I cannot vote for you. Andrew.
Wow. Your
I don't love your advice.
disgust of me. Your hatred of me.
I loved your words. Great. Thanks for the words.
You just
get to
play
the
the,
fucking
game. You
point.
don't believe in
Get to the
anything.
fucking
All you
point.
do is play the game. There's no belief behind what you
Love
do.
your words. Get to the point. Andrew, I don't really necessarily agree with what you said, but if this
Doesn't matter.
letter writer just ruthlessly wants to achieve their goal of condo, everything else be damned, then you gave them the clearest path to that.
Thank you.
So if this person is a Machiavellian, I just want a fucking condo.
And let's be real,
get it.
condos are for liars, okay? You walk by a condo, there's
houses are
some
for honesty.
liars.
So yeah,
You're buying a condo, you're already lying to yourself that that's a good investment. So
yeah, there you go. Exactly. So I'm voting for Andrew because you can buy your condo through lies, but it'll never be a home.
Fucking
wow.
what
It'll
the
never be
fuck?
a home.
Fuck you,
deep,
Adam.
deep.
Fuck you, Adam.
I vote for Andrew.
Wow. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'll take it. Any vote is a vote in the.
Any vote is a vote.
That's what I've always said. Okay. You two did say, in essence, the same thing. And this irks me because I told him I was not going to give him my vote specifically. But Ben did apply.
You're a victim of the Earnestness Horn.
His real life experience with lying about these sort of things. And sex work is not an easy thing that it should be entered into lightly. It does take, I think, psychological strength and being assured of yourself and having.
For sure.
It's not just for anybody to just go and cannonball in. You have to be able to handle it.
Particular friend who's a dancer, who's one of the toughest human beings, like just her mental fortitude and her ability to tolerate bullshit and call it out is fucking unmatched and totally admirable.
I've known a handful of strippers who would just randomly start crying at any time.
So there's a spectrum.
You mean
it's a spectrum, and it takes someone with.
You just basically described me.
Yeah.
So
you are like the stripper of comedy. And we all know this.
For sure. I'm the dancer of Grolix. Yeah, for sure.
I'm the dancer. But
I own the club and I'm shady and I'm behind on payments.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move past Adam.
What?
Like
you guys, we're riffing and I'm fleshing out the riff.
We've all got roles. Okay, then what am I in this? What am I? Am I the customer? I'm sitting at Ben's stage fanning
you're
out.
You're a sad customer. You have no money, but we like.
Oh, I've got no money. Okay.
We let you hang out to look at the girls.
Yeah, I'm in the shadows of Ben's stage, just lurking.
Yeah.
But what Ben said resonated with me in that, like, society already wants you to feel guilty for your sex work. It's already, like we all said at the beginning of this episode, we all grew up kind of socialized to think of like, oh, they're just like hookers out on the street. They're just like, it's this very kind of stereotypical view of it. And society wants you to feel ashamed for it. So you're already working against that, and lying to your parents about it could just plant the seed for that to just get worse and worse. So even though you did overall say the same thing, I'm voting for Ben just because of this secondary.
But I said that.
Yeah, Adam, nuance is important. And that's what I think you're learning.
Getting to the point is important.
Get to the point. I used my allotted time. If you didn't want to, that's your choice.
Just think our sex worker values their time.
So I am voting for Ben. Long story short,
cool.
I'm voting for Ben, even though I said I wasn't going to. So I'm kind of
cool.
I'm kind of flummoxed by that. So Ben, it is your vote.
All right. Well, this is tough. Adam did do a Temu version of mine. And so I think
that's terrible. No one should ever shop at Temu.
And just an ill-fitting knockoff.
So what? It covers your body.
Well, he did an ill-fitting knockoff before you did yours. That's some like next level shit.
I already had that chambered up. I remember I told you guys to shut up and stop talking because I didn't want it to appear as if I was copying anything. So because of that, I think you got the two pieces of advice that are the best. I am going to vote for Andrew on this one because I do think there is a merit if you are comfortable with yourself and the potential outcome already. If you already own who you are and you already feel confident in the choices you've made and to defend them, the next best option, I think a distant next best option is to say nothing and to just, you know what? It's none of your fucking business. I make my money. You want to help your kid? Here's how you can help me. Here's my finances. and be vague about it, I think is the next best option. I'm going to vote for Andrew on this one, mostly because Adam's reasoning for not wanting to vote for mine is awful. Like, that didn't make any sense. Adam, you're voting against your own advice because
you're voting against your own advice. You just voted for the polar opposite of your advice.
No, I'm voting against you voting against me. That's what I'm voting.
And I quietly back out of the room, and you hear a door softly close.
Yep. And then you hear a muffled screaming at each other.
That our listener can get some good advice out of the episode. But the game of advice fight is in shambles. I don't know. I'm gonna have to stage a coup de advice fight because this political system doesn't fucking work anymore. Nothing's getting done.
And that's your answer for when a system doesn't work is a coup?
Yeah, coup.
Here's
a coup time.
You just jump right to coup. No reform.
Jan 6 it. I'm going to team up with some like-minded boys.
This all started when I owned you at the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu challenge back.
All right. Ron, we've got to just fade this out.
And you have never let it go, and you have tried through the baseball challenge. You have tried through several others, and you continue to hold it because you knew when I was...
real sports challenge that I defeated you in at any real sport?
You knew when I was pinning you down.
I defeated you?
That
watching
you
you
were
throw breaks my heart.
You were
It's like watching the planet die. It's like watching a species go extinct, watching you throw.
So vulnerable.
Watching you throw,
never
it's like this boy. No one ever
that.
threw to this boy. No one
and
ever taught
rather
him.
than
no
hitting
one ever
a
taught
gym
this boy how to throw
and getting stronger, you've
no
become
one ever
angrier
taught this
and
boy
pettier.
how to throw. And yet this boy thinks he can throw.
Thank you so much to this listener for this letter. We appreciate you bringing this. This is a real one. This is a real issue. Not that we don't get other real issues, but it was a wild one to tackle first thing in the morning.
Ultimately, as I said, we all believe you should be proud of who you are. What you are doing is
Definitely.
a legitimate.
Be proud of who you are.
A legitimate job, and don't take any shit for that. Be who you are.
Own who you are, unless you can get a condo out of it by not making it someone else's business. We would love to hear what you, the other listeners, think of this. We're going to have a listener poll.
This is dumb.
We're going to have a listener poll on our Patreon page where you could chime in. You could tell us who you think really won. And you can also...
Oh, you mean the guy who gave Ben's advice?
And you can...
First?
And you can...
But didn't waste your time?
And you can also... You can also tell us what you think the right call is. And you can do that just by being a member of our Patreon. We have all different levels.
One guy says, lie to yourself and your family. One guy says the exact same thing the other guy said. And okay. Fun
I didn't say lie to yourself. I just said it's not your family's business. Be fine with lying to them.
Live a lie, Andrew said. Live a lie.
Anybody can vote on the polls.
You just got to be a member, but there's all different levels that you can join at.
And then also, just a reminder that if you are not good at something like jiu-jitsu and you get housed by one of your closest friends and you feel vulnerable, you don't have to take on a years-long personal vendetta
and
against
just a reminder,
them. You
if no one ever taught you how to
gym.
throw, you don't have to pretend that you know how. You could ask someone to teach you.
So, great episode, guys, and super fun, and I had a blast. We have some shows coming up. What do you guys got to plug?
Got a new show that I'm excited about. Saturday, May 10th, I'm launching my new show, Nerds Forever.
I can't wait for this. With
my buddy Rob Kirkovich, who's very funny, and we play tabletop role-playing games with funny guests. We're going to be doing that at Dude IDK Studios, our new space right here in Denver. We're going to have the ticket link in the show notes. It's going to be really fun. We'll be doing the show every month.
And so funny with just a group of funny people just like living and playing.
Should be great.
Yeah.
We'll get you two on there. It's going to be great.
Sorry, busy.
But check that out. It's in the show notes. Well, maybe not Adam because he would be miserable, but Ben's on board.
I can't do it. I'm busy.
Adam, you could walk there from your house.
If you are listening to this show as it comes out on April 29th, this Tuesday, this evening, if you're listening to it, our brand new show, Movie Night, is happening at the Bug Theater. Think Mystery Science Theater 3000, but with your favorite party animals and riffers and goofers, your favorite Riff City residents doing it. That's something that Rory Scovel, myself, and Adam have been doing. But this month's guest is our very own Andrew Orvidal. So this is going to be fun. And you're wondering, what movie are you going to riff on? What are you going to do?
Exactly.
That's the secret and the mystery. If you want to see what this month is, you got to come to the show. But I promise It's amazing.
It's when you all told me, I was like, oh, shit.
This movie is so good and so profoundly stupid, and it's a classic that everybody loves. So you got to come check it out and come enjoy the movie, eat some popcorn, and listen to us make fun of it. This show is very popular already for a reason. Come and check it out. Adam, what do you got?
Saturday, May 3rd, I am performing at The Barrel in Estes Park, Colorado.
What?
I don't think I've ever performed in Estes Park.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
That's
cool.
awesome.
BK Sherrod's opening for me. If you live up in that area, come on out to the show. It should be a really good time. That's a great lineup. I'm trying to see if I can pull it off, but I'm hoping to ride an elk on the stage. They're seeing if they can sort of get one that's tame enough. We're hoping, but yeah, decent odds I ride an elk on the stage. And that'll be fun to
That
see.
is so good for you, and I love that so much.
Come on out to Estes Park, Colorado, May 3rd.
And as always, we have the Grolics the last Saturday of every month. If you're listening to us as this happens, that will be the 31st of May.
Pat Bersher is headlining, who is so fucking funny.
Yep.
Yeah, look up his clips. Pat's hilarious, and he's doing the Grolics.
So tickets for that and all of these shows down in the show notes. Come and see us. Come and tell us you listen to the podcast. That makes us all happy. When we get to meet you in person.
I just met somebody the other day. I was waiting on a pizza online, and they're like, hey, I'm halfway through the new episode of Advice Site, and I have to tell you, Andrew and Ben's advice is shit again. I don't know how you don't win this every time.
A big thank you right now to Ronnie D, producer Ronnie D, who is not here today. Thank you for making this happen. Big thanks to Mike Henderson and Plan 9 Sound.
He's getting his head surgically removed from his ass right now.
Awesome. Not Mike Henderson. I want to be clear, from Plan 9 Sound.
Mike's doing the procedure.
Yes. But thank you, Mike, for all your help recording the audio at those clips that at the live show that you see. Big thank you to Charlie Continental. Love you, Chuck, for the amazing song at the beginning. Follow us everywhere at Grolics Comedy. Send us your questions. Follow us on Patreon, patreon.com/Grolics Saves. And we will be back next week with a brand new set of advice. I can't wait to see you all there. Thank you, and play us out, Charlie!
We're here to help most who just fine. Advice fine. I think I'm wrong, but I know I'm right. Advice fines. I say advice, you say fight. I say advice, you say fight. Advice, fight. Advice, fight. Advice, fight. Advice, fight. Advice, fight.
Hey, Earnestness Horn,
Hey, Vern.
I should have won this episode.
Sorry. It was a big win for lying everywhere.
You can't make fun of it. That's the rules.